morning and welcome to Bad Hotel Coffee Chat. As you can see, this is not a hotel and this is not necessarily bad coffee. It just happens that I took the red eye out of Vancouver after the game last night and I'm now back in Toronto. So, interesting game. I think when we looked at the Hamilton Tiger Cats before the season, there wasn't enough concern about a defense that was bringing in, I think, 7 new starters and lost some experienced players on that side of the ball. And the new guys, I think, have, particularly in the secondary, taken some time to settle in. And so while there was a lot of focus on what was going to happen without Zach Collaros and all the rest of it, I think the loss of some guys on defense and some loss of some key special teams contributors as well has really affected this team, and I think we're seeing that repeatedly. A lot of penalties on special teams again last night, and that cost the Ticats dearly in terms of field position. So now, on the plus side, Zach Collaros looks like he's still Zach Collaros, and that's very encouraging. If he plays that well, most of the time Ticats are going to win some football games. And he played very, very well, considering how long he'd been off. So I think it's easy to sort of forget how good he is, and the fact that how well he makes plays on the run, and his sort of they call it his jazz session. That's what him and Tasker call it. And, it was just, yeah, it's great to watch. So the fact that he got through that game and looked good and got rid of the jitters. I mean, good quarterback play makes a big difference in the CFL, and Ticats still have an elite level quarterback, and that seems pretty clear now. So, 3-4, they were 2-2 on that 4-game road trip, which that's not bad. That's fine. They have Saskatchewan at home coming up, and they're going to have a bunch of home games down the stretch. They do need to start taking care of business against teams they're supposed to win against, though, right? Those 2 losses against Winnipeg, and Winnipeg is starting to look pretty good, mind you, but this game against Saskatchewan at home this week's going to be an important one, because you got to start winning the games against teams you're supposed to beat, and you got to start winning games at home. That's as much as you're willing to allow the Ticats to find their feet early in the season, and everybody says the season doesn't get started till Labor Day. Well, Labor Day's coming up quick, and there's only so much growth that you can go through before you have to sort of get down to business, and the Ticats are starting to get to that point. Anyway, still an entertaining game, I would say that, right? I mean, you got your money's worth if you paid to see that game yesterday. I know it didn't work out for Ticat fans the way they wanted it to, but to battle back from that deficit, tie the game. I mean, it was, again, we can't question. I don't want to use the cliche, but the heart of this team or whatever. I mean, this is a team that's pretty. They've got some resiliency to them. That's pretty clear too, and that's going to come in handy at some point down the road as well. Anyway, from the Toronto airport, I'm Drew Edwards for the Hamilton Spectator.